Lawmakers now refusing to see eye to eye following a classified briefing detailing the U.S. operation to oust Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Not a national emergency. This was not 9/11. This was not, Pearl Harbor. This was a premeditated attack. Congress should have been informed, and I strongly support a War Powers resolution.
Here why some argue President Trump was well within his right to follow through with the raid, plus how this is impacting Venezuela's allies.
Questions and confusion for gun advocates here in Fresno County following an appeals court ruling that the state's open carry ban is unconstitutional. What advice county leaders are now offering gun owners.
New childhood vaccine guidelines by the Department of Health and Human Services are now cause for concern among industry experts. We'll break down which immunizations the CDC is no longer recommending and why experts say this decision could lead to an uptick in childhood sicknesses.
And we're starting the day off with a few clouds out there, but that should clear out for us and make for a pretty nice day. However, we got fog on tap for us this week as well. Details coming up in your Great Day forecast.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, Great Day.
Good morning to you. We begin this hour with a live look at Lake Cahuilla. For the most part, clear, a little bit of cloud cover towards the back, but beautiful stars there, beautiful sight.
Can't argue with a nice semi-clear morning so far.
It feels like a moonscape almost, just because there's, some
color. Pretty nice stuff going on out there. Things clearing out.
Soothing you into this Tuesday morning. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
I'm Carl Cook.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us here. And we've had above normal temperatures yesterday. More of that in store today.
Bring it on.
Yeah, but overall, it's going to be a really nice day out there for you. So let's embrace it while we can. We've had plenty of rain to deal with the past couple of weeks. So let's try some sunshine for once, shall we? But right now, to start you off, your current conditions, we got you at 49 degrees outside right now. And yeah, we're starting off with some cloud cover, but that'll clear out for us. Winds are calm right now, dew points at 45. And then the rest of the day, check it out. It should be nice and sunny by 10 a.m. And we're expecting plenty of that. Clear skies expected throughout the day once we deal with these morning clouds. Winds should be fairly calm, maybe getting up to 5 miles an hour by the end of the day. We're at 54 at 10, 59 at noon, and 60 at 5 o'clock. But coming up next, the next weather maker, well, we can expect some snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains and our temperatures getting back to normal as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that possibility of fog this week coming up in your Great Day forecast.
Ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is maintaining his innocence, pleading not guilty to narcoterrorism charges that the U.S. has now levied against him. Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, appeared for the first time in a Manhattan courtroom yesterday after being captured by U.S. military forces over the weekend and extradited to the U.S. They're being held without bail for now. The initial appearance kicks off what could be a lengthy legal battle over whether Maduro can be put on trial in the U.S. The couple's next court date is March 17th. The Trump administration accuses the Venezuelan leader and others of working with drug cartels to ship thousands of tons of cocaine into the U.S. Maduro denies this, and his lawyers argue that he is immune from prosecution as a sovereign head of state. The U.S. doesn't recognize Maduro as a legitimate head of state. Maduro and Flores could face life in prison if convicted. Meantime, Venezuela's vice president is now taking the reins of the country. Delcy Rodriguez was formally sworn in as Venezuela's interim president yesterday. She initially condemned the U.S. raid on Venezuela and demanded the Trump administration release Maduro. But she has since scaled back the rhetoric after President Trump, in an interview with The Atlantic over the weekend, threatened Rodriguez with a, quote, fate worse than Maduro if she does not comply with U.S. demands. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will not run the day-to-day in Venezuela, but instead use existing oil sanctions as leverage. Meantime, residents of Cuba are voicing concerns over the future of their island nation. Venezuela is considered Cuba's closest ally, and Maduro's administration reliably supplied Cuba with crude oil in order to prop up the island's economy. It's unclear how Cuba will be filling the gap left by the deposal of Maduro. Mexico, by the way, cut back on its own supply of oil to Cuba at the request of the Trump administration, and analysts suggest Russia is preoccupied with Ukraine. Democratic leaders in Congress say President Trump's action in Venezuela is unjustified military action. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says the administration acted without proper congressional approval when it captured Maduro from Venezuela. Jeffries says that while it's a good thing Maduro was ousted from power, the U.S. should not be running Venezuela as President Trump has suggested.
And the last thing in the world we need to see is the Trump administration running Venezuela. Focus on the American people and actually solving the many challenges that we have here in our country.
Jeffrey says Americans do not want the U.S. to get involved in another foreign war. Meanwhile, House Speaker Mike Johnson says the Trump administration carried out that raid that resulted in Maduro's capture by the book.
What's very important to acknowledge here is that this is an operation that did not require prior consent of Congress, prior authorization of Congress. It required notification of Congress. It's well within Article 2.
Classified briefings on the operation began yesterday, so lawmakers will be limited in what details they can reveal to the public. Speaker Johnson said that he spoke with President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio following the operation. Johnson expects all members of Congress will be briefed by midweek.
All right, time is 5:05, and here's what's going on with our forecast for today. So we've had some high pressure kind of build up over the Great Basin region here, and that's kind of helped keep our temperatures above normal. But we've also still got some cloud cover coming in from the south there, and still some low pressure spinning in a lot of moisture up into the Bay Area, where they're still dealing with chances of rain today. So it'll be cloudy for us today, but this should shift to the west here. It's kind of a trough over here bringing all this in. That's going to shift to the east, and then we'll see clear skies here this afternoon. So that should be kind of nice here. Plenty of sunshine expected today. Just a couple of alerts, but they're out of town. So along the coastline there, as it continues to rain, they've still got a high surf advisory going over there. They were dealing with king tides earlier this week, a lot of flooding. But today it's just a high surf advisory in effect until all the way until Friday night there at 10 o'clock there. It goes from Monterey Bay. You can see these purple shaded areas all along the coastline past San Francisco and up into Sonoma County there as well. You're looking at 10 to 15 foot waves over there, some dangerous rip currents too. So if you've got any business over there along the California coastline, anywhere really, please be careful there if you're going to be on the shoreline there. All right, so next chance of rain. You can kind of see what the situation here along the coastline today. For us, we're looking at Wednesday afternoon. We have a slight chance of some sprinkles there for us, mainly along the west side there. Again, that's tomorrow about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But we'll see some snow start to pick up here into Thursday morning there, early Thursday, with heavy snow expected in the northern Sierra there. And then it drifts down into the southern Sierra there, kind of hanging on throughout the morning on Thursday. Just long enough to bring some fresh powder to China Peak and other resorts there along the Sierra there, just in time for the weekend. So should be some nice skiing going on there come Friday, Saturday. Our next 3 days look like this. Today we're at 62. We'll start off with some clouds, and then it'll be sunny after that. And then tomorrow, partly sunny there after we deal with a little bit of fog in the morning there. It'll be 57 tomorrow, and then temperatures get back to normal on Thursday with a 54, and we'll be at with plenty of sunshine there. Wind speed's also going to pick up that day, about 5-15 miles an hour. Overnight lows in the 40s to start, but then they're going to get down into the 30s there Thursday. All right, in just a little bit here, we'll take a look at the highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley for your Tuesday.
Time is now 5:08, 2 weeks into the new year, and Congress already has a lot on its to-do list. How much time lawmakers have left to try and avoid a government shutdown repeat? A new ruling by an appeals court blocking the state's ban on open carry firearms is now raising questions for a lot of legal gun owners. Here why Fresno County leaders are advising people to continue following the law.
The Chuck Chansey Sky Cam, sponsored by Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino.
And here's a live look now at the Fresno Yosemite International Airport from above our Fox 26 studio. Again, it is 5:08, 51 degrees. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.